to the channel, everyone. This week's episode is pretty different. We traveled out to Oregon to visit one of our kids, and we didn't have a lot of space to put anything in. We only were going for about 3 days, 4 days, and we decided just to pack backpacks. So camera equipment was a little bit out of the question. I wasn't going to be able to really pack a Fuji in this small backpack, so I decided to bring the Canon G15 and with a little Ricoh, I think it's a GX1 or something like that, viewfinder, 2128. And this episode is all about what it was like to use this camera instead of the Fuji equipment, and I decided that it was time for doing something a little bit different. So we had a great little time working with this camera, and I gotta say, I had fun, and I got some different shots with it, but I wanted you to see them, and I wanted my community out there to see what it was like to travel with something a little bit different than a Fuji. So let's go to the video right now. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some shots, some close-up shots of this right here. This is kind of a cool shot. So this looks just like a regular cultivator, right? Let me get down a little bit low here. It's not like a Fuji. You can't see what you're looking at when you get down that low. You know, when you can flip the screen up. Let's head back out into the orchard here. Maybe we can find something that looks kind of cool. There's a lot hanging on the... I'm going to go into macro mode on the old G15 here. Come on. Okay, get up nice and close. I don't know what that's going to look like, but there's a lot of water because it's been raining and kind of drizzly, and got some nice, interesting water. Wonder what that's going to look like. A really, really nice perspective shot going down the orchard like this with all sorts of apples on the ground. But I got to get past this hot spot first. All right, so that exposure is a lot better. Now I think we'll get a good one out of that. That perspective shot with all these apples on the ground, it really is kind of great looking. So we've got an interesting shot of these buckets here, and this is going to be a black and white. That'll eventually turn this into black and white. But it's kind of interesting, everything stacked up like this. Going to be a good shot. Get a little bit of that shed in the background there. Let's see how that looks. Oh, that's going to look cool. So for this one, I had always intended to change it to black and white, but I kind of like the color one too, with the, the spots of orange in it. Well, here's the black and white version. I don't know, what do you think? Leave me a comment and let me know. So we get another shot of stacked up pallets here, which is going to be kind of neat. We're probably going to try this in black and white as well because there's not much color. There's a little bit of color here and there, but it's wood, black and white, always a good choice.
Well, I'm not really thrilled about this one, but I kind of like the different angles of each stack. And I'm not really sure if I like the color one or the black and white one.
So the next shot we're going to do here is of these bamboo stakes here that are obviously used in the orchard. And I'm going to try and do a shot that is it's down low, and it's going to be going from one corner to the next.
So here's the color version, and I kind of like it. I like all the different yellows and tans and whatever, but I think the black and white for me is a little bit better. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below.
Over here, do the same thing. Get those boxes in the background maybe. And I'm focusing right about in here.
Same thing goes with this one. I'm kind of leaning towards this one a little bit more than the other one, but not really sure. Let me know what you think about the difference between the color and the black and white.
Picture here of Mount Hood. But we're facing south, so unfortunately it's totally backlit. So I'm trying to find like a window or something that'll give me the opportunity to get a shot of it without it looking too bad. What I'm going to do is these leaves here in the foreground are going to be blacked out, and I'm going to use spot meter on this camera, and I'm going to try and get it so that there's Mount Hood right there. Look at that. Oops. Let's see if we can get a good shot here. Oops. There's a cool lenticular cloud that's starting to go over the mountain. Let's see if I can get a shot of just the mountain, or maybe with this tree in it. Boy, is it bright. Okay, some backlit shots of Mount Hood. If they're any good, let's look at them right now.
Well, when I saw the color version of this on the camera, I knew right away that I would be able to come up with a good black and white version of it. And I've put it into Silver Effects Pro 2 and got the look that I wanted.
So I got a cool shot of the sign and the bird boxes and everything. It'd be kind of neat. I'm just trying to get this hand card in. Some of these bird boxes here, some color over there on the sign. You never know. Might be worth it. We had a great time photographing out here with the Canon G15 from many years ago. And it's a great little camera. You can do a lot of things with it. And I encourage you to get out there and shoot with other cameras besides your beloved Fuji or beloved Leica or whatever it is. I had a great time, and I know that I got some great images, and I'm going to show you also some images I shot earlier in the week, which were a lot of fun as well.
So while we were out in Oregon visiting one of my sons, we had a great time to just travel around and take some photographs of the incredible color that we encountered. We had tons of bright yellows and oranges. It was amazing. A couple of days we went out to a place called Redwood and had breakfast, and some of these street scenes just lent themselves to black and white, so I converted a couple of them here. And also one of these shots of some crazy fern that was growing out of the ground also looked great in black and white as well, so I converted that too. My son also has some great fruit trees on his property, and there was some fruit that seemed to be rotting away, so I got a shot of it. Then we headed out towards Corbett and got some really nice color along the way, and leaves here and there that were great. Then we stopped off at a place for lunch called McMenamin's something or other, don't remember what it was, but it's an old converted building. And there's some really neat color around there, especially with the leaves that were on the side of the building. Wow, I couldn't believe how colorful it was. Then my son took us for a drive around his area of Portland, and well, I'm telling you, there's a lot of really cool color. I could not believe some of the yellows and oranges and reds. It was just absolutely amazing. And the cool part was seeing all the leaves that had fallen on all the cars, and then this last shot here of all these cars lined up and the color above them.
Thanks for stopping by and looking at the video this week about the Canon G15 from many years ago, and looking at the images that I created with it, and talking about working with something a little bit different. So, if you wouldn't mind, please give me a like and subscribe to the channel, and please comment on the photographs you liked or didn't like. That would be great. And please check out capeanphototours.com, and remember, it's not what you photograph, it's how you photograph it. And we'll catch you next time.